guys, it's Anthony Molinaro from O'Brien Real Estate with the 8th edition of the Property News for 2023, where as always the property news is on the house. Today we come to you at Townhouse 2 of 6 Island Avenue in Doncaster East, of which we've just sold, with our owners ecstatic with the result and our purchasers being able to buy an investment property in the Doncaster East Secondary School Zone. So the good news this month, well, the Reserve Bank decided to pause interest rates for the second month in a row. The Commonwealth Bank had surveyed 30 economists before the rates decision was handed down, with 18 predicting an increase and 12 predicting a pause. So it's good to see that most economists actually got it wrong this time. The main reason for the pause, which came from the Reserve Bank's meeting minutes, was the drop in rising inflation to an annualised rate of 6% and a steady unemployment number of 3.5%. Building approvals were to release last Tuesday, with total dwellings approved decreasing by 7.7% on the previous month, which brings the annualised decrease to 18%, which no doubt will affect future housing supply, which in turn puts pressure on rentals and sale prices. And considering the population boom predicted that is coming in the next 18 months to 2 years, I am certain the Reserve Bank is conscious to not want to add fuel to the fire by making it even harder to invest in the real estate market. Now, over July in Victoria, we had another busy auction market, with the Real Estate Institute of Victoria reporting 2,622 auction results, with 1,706 selling, producing a healthy 75.5% clearance rate. And there is a trend we have noticed over the last couple of months, which is the number of auctions are now selling beforehand, and that number for July was up by 2%, or 88 sales on the previous month. The turnaround seems to be spreading across to unit sales, more so than house sales, with unit prices up 1.6% this month than it was on the previous month, and 1% even before that. Now, this would mainly be due to affordability and borrowing capacity. The overall market has now risen each month since finding its floor in February. So the market is stronger, and it is a good time to be considering selling. But we have found that most purchases made in 2021 and early 2022 during the post-COVID boom are still going to fall short in getting their money back. July sales across O'Brien increased approximately 12% in comparison to July last year, and that is most likely due to smart homeowners wanting to cash in and beat the spring rush and the mortgage cliff. So you see, the Australian Bankers Association, which comprises only the big four banks, has reported that from July through to September, there's going to be 208,000 fixed rate mortgages switching across to variable rates. So there are still challenges ahead to be wary of. Now, specifically looking at the Melbourne Metro median prices for all dwelling types, in July the market produced an overall increase of 0.3% as reported by CoreLogic, whereas regional Victoria, which was once the bolter during lockdowns, was again the decliner, falling 0.4% for July, or 8% annualised. Now looking at the rental market. Rent increases in Melbourne continue to rise despite the media speculation that the rental prices may have peaked. Rental prices grew by approximately 1% over the month of July, and property investors are hearing the news that Daniel Andrews might price cap rental prices. But the reality is Melbourne is still the cheapest capital city to rent a home against every other capital city in Australia. So I imagine that it's surprising to most people, considering Melbourne was once the most livable city in the world, and Melbourne being Australia's third most expensive capital city to buy a home after Sydney and Canberra. Now that's all for this month. I'm Anthony Molinaro, and remember, the information provided is of a general nature. You should always seek independent legal, financial, taxation, or other advice in relation to your unique circumstances. Thank you for taking the time to watch this month's market wrap, and until next month, it's bye for now.